Hello folks, today's cold here. However, just wanted to share with you few important tips, and those are about 4 mindset changes to make in 2020. As someone consumed with workforce trends, January was getting on your marks, unfolding your jackpot for 2020. Each day probably you're getting a lot of newsletters, messages, WhatsApp messages, Google alerts about what thought leaders and experts are suggesting will be dominating 2020 workplace trends. Fortunately, there are some themes running through all these prognostications. The first theme, what I feel, is competition for skilled workers will intensify. Labor shortages for most workers will continue. Artificial intelligence will not displace masses of workers this year, but will amplify disruptions. None of these forecasts are breaking news. Trends simply continue unabated and our challenges grow exponentially. To see how right and wrong these predictions are, we'll have to wait for another 12 months, isn't it? But suffice it to say, you can't wait 1 minute longer for implementing these solutions. The more important is moving towards mind shifts. Rather, change that works requires a series of mind shifts, isn't it? Yes, paradigm shifts are very, very important for 2020, and those quicker paradigm shifts and speedier paradigm shifts are the key buzzwords for you all. Here are what I feel are the 4 most important shifts required to succeed in 2020 and beyond. I came up with an acronym D.I.C.E to remember them easy for you. The first word of D.I.C.E, D stands for disruptive, I stand for infinite, continuous change, and exploration, empathetic exploration. You might wonder which one is the most important and which should come first. It doesn't matter. You can't disrupt and transform the status quo effectively without shifting all 4. So let's roll out this D.I.C.E and make our 2020 more fruitful and meaningful for us. Every organization is looking for growth, revenue, and margins. Disruption doesn't create growth, but growth creates disruption. The disruption mindset is more than a certain self-perception and an inclination. It's consistent and persistent behavior and challenges the status quo.